Hi. Because New York needs a lot of preparation and dedication, in this video we will give you 9 tips to save money and time in the Big Apple. Enjoy the video. We know that New York is a city that needs to be well planned. That's why we decided to create a small list, a sort of summary, with some tips already mentioned in previous videos on this channel to make your trip to the Big Apple unforgettable and within your budget. You'll save big on accommodations, airfare, meals, travel insurance, tickets to shows and attractions, and much more. Travel in the off-season months in New York. The first tip is the simplest of all, but it's the one that will save you the most on your trip. Avoid traveling during the high season. If you can, avoid July, December and January. And also spring break weeks, usually fall in March, but vary each year, and Easter break in April. Outside of these times, you'll pay less for everything and enjoy the attractions much more. How to find cheap flights to New York. You can find much cheaper airline tickets to New York by using Air Ticket Comparison Engine, which searches all airlines to New York. Always search in low season, and when it suits you check the price of the ticket to a nearby city like Washington, buy a domestic flight there or drive to New York. Look for weekday flight dates like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday as they're usually cheaper, and finally look for afternoon flights as they're usually much more expensive at night. How to save on shopping in New York. Unlike other American cities, New York doesn't have many shopping malls and outlets nearby. Therefore, the biggest shopping option is the street stores. On Fifth Avenue and Times Square you can find many stores, but the prices aren't cheap. A tip is to look for stores like Zara and H&M, which have very cheap clothes. On Fifth Avenue there's an agreement with the city government that you don't pay tax on any purchase under $100, which is 7.5% in New York. So it's really worth taking advantage of that. Another good tip is to go to one of the famous department stores where you can buy the cheapest stuff in New York. These are huge stores that sell all kinds of products and all brands. You'll not only save money, but also a lot of time because you'll find everything in one place. Our favorite and highly recommended is Century 21, where you can buy clothes, watches, bags and glasses from famous brands at really incredible prices. Another cool option is Macy's, one of the biggest department stores in the world. If you want to do a lot of shopping, it might be worth going to one of the outlets. There are some good outlets near New York, but they're a bit far from downtown and Manhattan. The best ones are Woodbury Common Premium Outlet, 1H30 from Manhattan, and New Jersey Gardens Outlet, 40 minutes. How to save a lot on travel insurance. An indispensable element for any trip is foreign travel insurance. It's a super cheap insurance that covers you for any unforeseen events abroad, such as medical care, dental treatment and baggage theft. We recommend you to look for NA insurance in a travel insurance comparison, but we also researched and recommend you for the best international travel insurance Assist Card and Safety Wing, and finally for the best travel insurance for chronic diseases Vital Card. Enjoy free tours in New York. A good tip to save money on your trip is to research the tours and places you want to visit in advance. There are attractions of all kinds in New York, and the ones you pay for are usually not cheap. So plan ahead and prioritize the sites and attractions you most want to see while you're there. Take this opportunity to discover the free and popular attractions in New York City. Our free things to do in New York video will help you choose the free attractions and monuments to visit. On the other hand, there are many nice tours and attractions that have a fee, but with a few tips you can save a lot. A great tip is that there are ticket combos that allow you to pay much less at the entrance of the attractions. In New York, there are 3 main options: the City Pass, the New York Pass, and the Sightseeing Pass. We recommend the City Pass, so let's talk about it for a minute. The City Pass is a ticket combination that includes the 6 most visited attractions in New York and has the advantage of giving you an exclusive queue for all of them. You save 42% of the amount you'd pay for individual tickets. The tours included in City Pass are the Statue of Liberty or Circle Line Cruise, Top of the Rock Observatory or Guggenheim Museum, 9/11 Memorial and Museum or Intrepid Museum Air, Sea and Space, American Museum of Natural History, Metropolitan Museum of Art and Empire State Building Observatory. How to save on accommodation in New York. New York is known for having the most expensive hotels in the world. So if you want to save on your accommodation, you should look for a cheaper option. Check out our video on the best hotels in New York for great options. We'll give you a few tips that can help you save a lot. Hotels in downtown Manhattan are a bit more expensive because of the location, but the cost-benefit ratio makes up for it because you're close to almost all the tourist attractions. Even though it's a bit more expensive, we recommend staying in Manhattan. There you can reach everything on foot and by subway. Look around Times Square and all the way to the beginning of Central Park. If you stay in the middle of Manhattan, you can't go wrong. How to save on transportation in New York. When it comes to transportation, you end up saving a lot. In other cities you've to rent a car or take a taxi, but in New York you can do almost everything by subway. There are thousands of lines throughout Manhattan and practically every tourist spot in the city has a station right outside. To ride the subway and buses, you need to buy a Metro card. If you're staying in the city for more than 3 days, we advise you to buy the Metro card for unlimited rides, because with it you'll be able to use the subway and the buses unlimitedly until 3 a.m. on the last day. For a weekly plan, 7 days, the price is $33 and for a monthly plan, 30 days, $127. Saving a lot with transfers. If you don't want to rent a car, the best way to get from the airport to the hotel and vice versa is a transfer. The transfer is cheaper than a taxi, much safer, and you don't have to wait in line and risk wasting time looking for a one. The great thing about the transfer is that you book and pay for everything in advance. How to save when buying dollars. The most economical and advantageous way is to buy dollars in cash. When you buy dollars in cash, you save the commission that is charged to your credit card. The problem is that you cannot take all the money in cash for security reasons. The tip is to take an amount in cash, about $700 to $1,200 per person. Take the rest on an international prepaid card. The exchange rate is much cheaper than a credit card and you can keep track of all your expenses. It is the easiest way and is accepted everywhere. But in case of emergency you should take the credit card with you, because you never know what can happen. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.